Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get you truly well-informed. Today, we're diving into something, well, a challenge that's really perplexing countless organizations right now. You see, the demand for digital learning professionals has just exploded. It's skyrocketed.
Absolutely.
Yet so many businesses are still struggling, really struggling, to hire effectively. It's become this critical bottleneck, and it directly impacts their learning strategies and ultimately team performance right across the board.
It really does.
So our mission for you today is to try and decode why. Why are recruiters so often missing the mark when it comes to finding that top-tier digital learning talent? Now, to guide us through this, we're drawing on some really solid research and, frankly, 2 decades of real-world experience from Rabi Sankar. He's a very seasoned digital learning professional, worked across IT, MBFCs, those non-banking financial companies, and even in academics.
Side background.
Exactly. So our goal is to pull out the most crucial insights from his work. We want to help you understand the core issues and, maybe more importantly, the actionable solutions. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding a really critical talent gap. Doesn't matter if you're building a team or maybe navigating your own career in this space. It's dynamic.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that recruiting for digital learning, well, it isn't just another HR task or an IT role to fill.
No.
It actually demands a pretty fundamental shift in how organizations are defining, sourcing, and assessing talent. It's a whole different mindset.
A shift, right.
Yeah, this isn't just about plugging a hole in the org chart. It's about building a strategic capability, And when we think about the bigger picture, effective L&D teams, learning and development, they are just pivotal for an organization's agility and success, especially today with how fast the business landscape evolves.
Definitely.
So getting the right people into these roles isn't just like good practice, it's really foundational if you want to stay competitive.
Absolutely. It's about future-proofing, isn't it? Okay, so let's unpack where things often go wrong then. Rabi Sankar Das's research, it flags 6 key areas where common recruitment practices tend to fall short. And crucially, what the most effective recruiters, the ones we're calling smart recruiters, what they're doing differently.
Right.
So this isn't just going to be a list of problems. Think of more like a blueprint for actually finding the right talent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with something that's, well, surprisingly persistent. Mistake? #1. Hiring for degrees, not portfolios.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've probably seen those job descriptions, right?
Yeah.
They demand very specific academic backgrounds, maybe in traditional education or training theory. It feels like they're looking for a very particular, maybe even an outdated pathway.
Exactly.
But doesn't that often overlook some incredibly capable candidates? People from really diverse fields who bring a ton of practical experience.
It absolutely does. And it really raises an important question. Why are we so often prioritizing a piece of paper over, demonstrable capability, over proven success?
Good question.
Especially when you consider how multidisciplinary digital learning is today. I mean, it blends everything, right? Instructional design, media production, UX, user experience, data analytics.
It's a mix.
Totally. Valuable skills come from all over the place. And we're consistently seeing candidates from fields like graphic design or communications, even software development, people who have real-world e-learning wins under their belt, projects that actually impacted learners. And they're being completely missed just because they don't have that exact degree listed. Honestly, it's a huge oversight.
Yeah, a real missed opportunity. And that's where these smart recruiters come in, isn't it? So instead of just like checking off academic boxes on a list, they actually ask for a portfolio. They're looking for tangible projects, things that showcase real learner engagement, creativity, measurable results, and also a deep understanding of the problem the candidate was trying to solve. They go beyond just a list of past job responsibilities. They really dig into the how and the why behind the candidate's work. They try to assess their maturity level through a proper discussion.
Precisely. And the value of that portfolio, it's immense because it shows you not just what someone knows conceptually, but what they can actually do, how they think through complex real-world learning problems. It just offers a far, far richer assessment of their practical skills, their problem-solving chops, even their unique creative voice than a degree alone ever could.
Much richer.
It's really about impact and potential, not just credentials on a page.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now, let's explore another area where recruiters often, stumble a bit.
Yeah.
Crafting the job descriptions themselves. This brings us neatly to mistake #2. Writing job descriptions you don't understand.
Ah, yes. The vague JD.
We've all seen them, haven't we? Those job postings that read like they're trying to hire for 3 completely different roles rolled into one.
Oh, that's...
Like, you see an e-learning specialist role, but when you read the detail, it's basically just making PowerPoints look pretty.
Right. Or the classic LMS admin role that's written like an IT support ticket.
Exactly. Just focusing on technical fixes, it's just confusing.
Yeah.
For everyone involved.
It creates a tremendous amount of confusion, both for potential candidates trying to figure out, is this actually for me? And for the hiring team internally, too. If we connect this to the bigger picture, a poorly defined role, it almost inevitably leads to mishires down the line. Because there are no clear expectations right from the very start.
No clarity.
And that disconnect means the right people often don't even apply. They read it and think, nope, not for me.
Yeah.
While maybe the wrong ones might get through the initial screen, which just wastes everyone's time and resources.
Such a waste. So the smart approach here. It sounds straightforward, maybe, but it's often overlooked. Smart recruiters actually partner directly with the L&D leaders.
Yeah.
Before they even start writing the ad.
Crucial.
They sit down together, they talk, they get really specific about whether the role's main focus is instructional design or maybe platform management, content creation, performance analytics, or perhaps some unique hybrid of those things.
Yes.
That collaborative clarity upfront seems key.
Precision is paramount here. That collaborative approach, it ensures the job description accurately reflects the genuine needs of the team, which means it attracts candidates who truly possess the required expertise. It avoids that initial mismatch that can just derail a team's progress before it even starts.
Right.
And it makes sure the organization gets the talent it genuinely needs to actually execute its learning strategy effectively. It's about setting the stage for success, really, from day one.
Setting the stage. I like that. Okay, that naturally brings us to mistake #3, stuck on yesterday's tools.
The tech trap.
Yeah. The research points out that, okay, tools like Articulate Storyline, Adobe Captivate, they're incredibly valuable, foundational even for many roles.
For sure. They're workhorses.
But if that's your entire tech criteria for a digital learning role in this day and age, you're already behind the curve.
Way behind.
It's a bit like, I don't know, asking for someone who only knows how to use a flip phone in a world full of smartphones.
Good analogy.
Yeah. You're just not tapping into the future, are you?
Not at all. And the digital learning landscape, it's evolving at breakneck speed, constantly changing.
So fast.
So if our hiring lens isn't keeping pace, we're not just, building teams for the past. We're actively inhibiting innovation. We're limiting scalability. And that oversight means organizations just miss out on leveraging cutting-edge solutions, things that could truly transform how they deliver learning. We need to be aggressively forward-looking, I think. Otherwise, the skills we hire for today could be obsolete tomorrow.
That's a sobering thought.
Yeah.
And that's why these smart recruiters, they're seeking candidates who are already exploring, maybe experimenting with, or even mastering things like, well, AI-assisted content creation, sophisticated mobile-first learning design, maybe immersive VR or AR learning experiences.
Yeah, the exciting stuff.
Or those advanced data-driven learning experience platforms, the LXPs. They're looking for that cutting edge, that curiosity, not just comfort with the old classics.
And the implications of finding someone like that are pretty profound. A candidate with this kind of forward-looking tool set, they don't just fill a vacancy.
No.
They bring agility. They enable the organization to leverage these cutting-edge solutions. They can fundamentally transform learning delivery. They're not just capable of maintaining the existing systems. They're actually equipped to push boundaries, to innovate, to adapt, which is absolutely essential in today's dynamic environment.
Essential. Okay, let's switch gears slightly, but it's still connected. Let's talk about mistake #4, forgetting the human side of learning.
Ah, yes. Very important.
Because you can hire a technical genius.
Right.
Right. Someone who can master every single authoring tool on the market. But if they can't effectively collaborate with subject matter experts, the SMEs, or if they can't tell a compelling story, or if they don't truly understand learner psychology, then your programs, no matter how technically brilliant they look, they're ultimately going to fall flat.
Absolutely. They just won't land.
It's about more than just the clicks and screens, isn't it?
It's critical to remember that knowledge, well, it's most valuable when it's understood and actually applied.
Right, applied.
And without empathy, without strong collaboration skills, without a deep understanding of human learning principles, even the most expertly crafted content, it just won't resonate, it won't be remembered, and maybe most importantly, it won't drive actual behavior change within the organization.
Which is the goal.
Which is the ultimate goal of L&D, right? So the human element isn't just like a nice to have, it's absolutely core.
It's the core. Okay, so how do smart recruiters figure this out? Instead of just running technical tool tests, the strategy involves assessing things like communication, empathy, problem solving. But how? Through scenario-based interviews.
Yes, those are key.
They put candidates into these hypothetical but realistic situations, like maybe dealing with a really difficult SME or handling a challenging group of learners. They want to see how they would actually think and respond in that moment, not just what they say they can do on paper. How do they navigate those tricky human dynamics?
Exactly. And these scenario-based interviews, they're just invaluable because they reveal those vital soft skills. They give you deep insight into how a candidate actually interacts and thinks under pressure. They demonstrate a candidate's adaptability, their ability to influence others, maybe negotiate, their capacity to translate technical knowledge into impactful, human-centered learning solutions. It's really about predicting their actual real-world impact, not just their technical proficiency.
Predicting impact. Okay. Now, on to something a bit more technical, but with huge human consequences. Mistake. #5. Letting ATS filters kill your talent pool.
The ATS?
Yeah, applicant tracking systems. Look, they're kind of a necessary evil for many organizations, right? They help manage just vast numbers of applications.
They do filter the volume, yeah.
But those rigid keyword searches, like if the system is only looking for LMS learning management system, or maybe just the word e-learning, it can inadvertently block absolutely fantastic candidates, people who might use different but equally valid language.
Totally.
Like maybe they say learning platform on their resume or courseware development. It's this invisible barrier that can just starve your talent pipeline before you even see it.
It really makes you pause and ask, doesn't it? Are we unintentionally filtering out the very talent we desperately need just because of a simple keyword mismatch?
Right. It seems crazy.
It highlights the need for critical thinking, even within these automated processes. Relying solely on those rigid filters, it creates this kind of artificial scarcity of talent. And it often introduces unconscious biases into the search, too, just limiting the pool right from the outset. It prevents valuable candidates from ever even being seen by a human eye.
Yeah.
It's a significant strategic misstep, I think.
It really is. And this is where smart recruiters, again, really differentiate themselves. Their solution, it's fairly straightforward but requires effort. First, they proactively expand their keyword variations, right, to catch those alternative terms.
That makes sense.
Crucially, though, they don't solely rely on the automation. They take the time to manually review high-potential profiles that maybe got partially filtered out.
That human touch.
Yes. And they go beyond just the resume. They actively review candidates' LinkedIn profiles, which often provide a much richer, broader professional narrative.
Oh, absolutely.
You see recommendations, projects they've highlighted, maybe articles they've written, stuff a traditional resume just might not capture.
Yeah, exactly right. The value of that human oversight in the initial screening phase, it just cannot be overstated. It acts as a vital safeguard. It ensures that valuable candidates aren't missed purely because of rigid automation. And like you said, platforms like LinkedIn, they give you a much more holistic view. You get a better sense of their professional journey, their contributions, their capabilities, and ultimately their potential fit. Much better than just a CV.
A much clearer picture. Okay, finally we come to mistake. #6. Ignoring digital mindset fit. Now, this one might seem a bit subtle, maybe harder to pin down, but the research says it's crucial.
Foundational.
Digital learning, by its very nature, thrives on adaptability, on continuous improvement, on a willingness to embrace the new.
Constant change.
So a hire who maybe resists new tools or new methodologies, or just isn't naturally curious about emerging trends, that person can actually act as a significant bottleneck. They can stall innovation for years within a team just by digging their heels in.
Yeah, and if we connect that to the bigger picture again, a lack of that digital mindset fit means an organization's entire learning strategy can't truly evolve. It gets stuck.
Right.
It's not just about possessing the current skills today. It's fundamentally about having the right attitude towards continuous learning, towards eagerly embracing change. That mindset is absolutely fundamental if you want to future-proof an L&D team and really embed a culture of innovation. Without it, even a technically skilled team can just become stagnant over time.
Stagnant. Not good. So smart recruiters, They understand this deep need. They actively probe for things like curiosity, a willingness to experiment, resilience. They're not just looking at a checklist of skills from the past.
No.
They really want to understand how a candidate embraces the unknown. How do they problem solve when they face a novel challenge? Do they genuinely see continuous learning as an exciting opportunity rather than, a burdensome chore?
Exactly. Are they learners themselves?
Yeah. They're looking for that spark, that inherent drive.
And assessing for those specific traits, it really helps identify the individuals who aren't just competent today, but who are the ones who will thrive and actually drive innovation in tomorrow's dynamic digital learning environment.
Great innovation. Yeah.
These are the people who will naturally adapt to new technologies, new methodologies. They'll ensure the organization stays at the forefront of learning delivery and continuously evolves its offerings. They really are the growth engines of an L&D team.
Growth engines. I like that. So, okay, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening?
Well, it seems crystal clear that the world of digital learning has evolved rapidly, incredibly rapidly, and our hiring strategies simply must evolve with it.
No question.
We've taken these insights today directly from the extensive research of Rabi Sankar, who really spotlights these critical areas where organizations can make a really significant, impactful difference in how they hire.
And his core message, I think it truly resonates. He basically says, look, if you're still hiring digital learning professionals like it's 2015,
you're unequivocally missing the talent that is going to define 2025 and beyond. It's that simple. Stop looking for the perfect resume, the one that just neatly checks all the old boxes.
Right.
And start looking for the professional who can design and manage learning that actually changes behavior and drives real business outcomes. Because that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
And achieving it requires a fundamentally new approach to finding talent.
Powerful words indeed. And a really important takeaway. So, as you reflect on the future of learning, maybe in your own organization or your own career path, whether you're currently hiring or maybe you're actively seeking a role, or perhaps you're just trying to stay informed, consider this question. Are we collectively, individually, truly ready for the digital learning professionals who are going to shape tomorrow's learning landscape? Are your practices, your mindset aligned with that future? Or are they still kind of rooted in the past?
Good question to ponder.
Definitely something worth giving some serious thought to. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.